There are animals all over the world. From the cold mountains to the sunny savannas, animals can be found thriving in their habitats everywhere. But some of these places might have more of a certain kind of animal than another. This is good. There should be lots of animals in different places. But what if there's not enough of a certain animal or group of animals in an area? This means that the animal is endangered. If a large group of the same kind of animals is endangered, then this means that the species is endangered. If a species doesn't have enough individual animals, they might go extinct. Do you know what extinct means? Can you guess which one of these animals is extinct? If you said the dinosaur, you're right. That is an extinct animal. When an animal or its species goes extinct, that means there are no more of that animal alive today. The other animal is endangered. While it isn't extinct, there is still a small number of them, and they are at risk of going extinct. Endangered animals have different levels of being endangered. They can range from endangered, which means they might go extinct, vulnerable, which means that they could soon become an endangered species, and least concern, which means that there's still a good amount of them alive today. Let's look at some animal species that you might not have known were endangered. Have any of you been to a zoo? If so, you'll probably recognize this ferocious feline. The Bengal tiger is a large cat that lives in Asia. They're part of a group of big cats, which includes other animals like lions, cheetahs, jaguars, and leopards. The tiger is the largest wild cat in the world and can be 6 to 10 feet long and weigh 220 to 660 pounds. These carnivorous cats prefer being alone and normally prowl in the night. Did you know? A tiger can eat up to 12 pounds of meat in one meal and 80 pounds in a single night. They're most recognizable for their bright orange, striped coats. Unfortunately, because of these striking and powerful coats, tigers have been threatened with poaching or illegal hunting. They also have to face other issues like habitat loss, climate change, and other conflicts with our activity. Because of this, tigers have become endangered. Today, about 5,500 tigers are left in the wild. However, there are people who have been working hard to protect the habitat that tigers live in and to punish illegal hunting and trading of tigers. Another popular animal you might have seen in a zoo as well is the rhino. These are large, herbivorous, or plant-eating animals that can be found in northern India, Southeast Asia, and southern Nepal. They usually live near rivers to cool off, or in grasslands to chow on the plants and other flora. They're about 4 to 6 feet tall and have a variety of weights depending on their species. There's actually only 5 species of rhino, and you can tell who's who based on the number of horns they have. If a rhino has 2 horns, that means it's a black, white, or Sumatran rhino. If it has 1 horn, that means it's either a Javan or Indian rhino. Did you know? A giant ancient species of rhinoceros is thought to have inspired the myth of the unicorn. Rhinos are friends with a small bird called an oxpecker. They have a symbiotic relationship. They help each other survive. The oxpecker hangs out on the rhino's back and alarms it of any danger. In return, the oxpecker gets to eat bugs and other tiny pests off the rhino's back, which might have been bothering the rhino. Unlike the oxpecker, however, we have not been a good friend to the rhino. Because of poaching and habitat loss, almost all species of rhino are threatened, with some species being at extreme risk of extinction. The Javan rhino can only be found in one place, and the white rhino is so endangered that only 2 of them exist today. In order to protect these incredible animals, people have been working to prevent any more damage to rhino habitats, as well as creating ways to stop poaching. One of these methods is by painting their horns pink. Coming a little closer to home, have you ever heard a mysterious voice in the night? Then you might have been hearing the howl of a gray wolf. These canines are the largest members of the family Canidae. This includes other animals like coyotes, foxes, and even pet dogs. They are about 4.5 to 6.5 feet long from their nose to their tails and have fluffy, gray coats to protect them from the cold. Even though their name comes from the common gray color they usually wear, they can actually have a variety of coat colors, such as black, white, brown, tan, red, or a mixture. Gray wolves can be found in many places, such as Europe, Asia, and North America. Groups of them have been seen in Alaska, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and even in areas like Washington, Oregon, Colorado, and California. If you're lucky, you might even get to see or hear one in the wild. Did you know? Gray wolf howls can be heard from over 10 miles. Speaking of groups of wolves, they usually travel and hunt in groups called packs. However, some wolves choose to be lone wolves, and they will travel hundreds of miles to find unclaimed territory to make their own pack in. It's important for a wolf to be part of a pack, especially for hunting. A group of wolves can take down prey that is much larger than them. Teamwork makes the dream work. And it's a good thing too. Wolves can sometimes go days without food, so they'll need as much prey as they can get, especially with their appetites. They've been known to eat up to 20 pounds of meat in a single meal. In the 20th century, wolves were almost hunted to extinction. Today, they are making a comeback, but still face problems caused by habitat loss, anti-wolf campaigns, and conflicts with human activity. However, scientists have been working to reintroduce wolves into areas they once roamed, and other conservation efforts have been made for these animals, such as the Endangered Species Protection Act, which made it illegal to harm them. Now, let's take a break from the land and make a splash in the water. If any of you have played Minecraft before, you might have heard of this unique animal. This is an axolotl. It's native to Mexico and, like the Javan rhino, can only be found in one place in the entire world. It is a small salamander with finned feet and a long, finned tail to help it swim. They're about 20 to 25 centimeters long. It's about the size of an adult guinea pig, or an envelope. You might have seen a pink axolotl in a pet store, but in the wild they can also be other colors, such as brown or green. In fact, pink axolotls are actually very uncommon in the wild. Like octopi, they can also change their colors to blend in better. Axolotls are amphibious. This means that, unlike fish, they can live on land, but unlike other animals, they can also live underwater. However, one of the axolotl's most special skills is its ability to regrow lost limbs. If they get hurt, they can grow back any part of their body, such as arms, legs, tails, and even organs. Did you know? You might know that land animals need lungs to breathe, and fish need gills. Axolotls are one of the only animals on Earth to have both. Even with all these special power-ups, the axolotl is still very endangered. This is because of pollution, habitat loss, and invasive species. An invasive species is an animal or group of animals that is brought to a new area. In this new area, it thrives, but outcompetes the other animals that originally lived there. Because of this, scientists think that there is only about 1,000 axolotls left in the wild. However, Mexico is working to protect axolotls by reintroducing domestic, or non-wild, axolotls into their natural habitats, as well as restoring their homes and removing invasive species. From the bottom of a deep lake, we now fly to the tops of mountains. Sure is chilly up here, but did you know that there's one big cat that thrives here? When you think of leopards, you might think of grassy, open savannas, but this cool cat is built for cold temperatures. The Amur leopard, also known as the Far Eastern leopard, Manchurian leopard, or Korean leopard, is also known as the rarest big cat in the world. They live in the far east of Russia and northeast of China, usually in temperate forests. These leopards are about 6 or 7 feet long and can weigh from 70 to 105 pounds. These agile felines can run up to 37 miles per hour, jump at least 10 feet high, and leap at least 19 feet forward. Did you know? On your fingertips, you have little spirals called fingerprints. These are unique to you, which means that you are the only person with those fingerprints. The spots on an Amur leopard's coat are similar, and each pattern is unique to each leopard. Speaking of their coats, they're soft and dense, which helps to keep out the cold temperatures. Their feet are also unique, and their large paws act like snowshoes to help keep them from sinking into the snow. However, these leopards have also faced a poaching problem. Combined with habitat loss, it's thought that only 100 or less of these leopards live in the wild today. People have been making efforts to help bring back the species, though. For example, anti-poaching groups help to watch the leopards and protect them from anyone that might try to harm them for their fur, and new national parks are being created to give the leopards more space. Throughout this video, you might have heard me use the word conserve or conservation. This word is used to describe the actions made to protect animals, plants, and the other natural things that we live alongside. So, why is it important to conserve these animals? First, every animal is part of an ecosystem. An ecosystem is a community of living things that interact with each other in their environment. Every living thing plays an important role in keeping the ecosystem stable. For example, gray wolves hunt deer. If there were no gray wolves, there would be too many deer. They'd eat up all the plants and leave nothing left for other herbivores, like rabbits. This also means that all the plants eaten by the deer become scarce, which means there's very little. Each species helps to keep the other in check in an ecosystem to make sure that everything stays balanced. Second, ecosystems are important in keeping our planet and environment safe. Ecosystems have many helpful side effects, such as clean air, clean water, healthy soil, and more. Large forests, for example, help prevent climate change by taking carbon, a chemical in our atmosphere, and converting it into oxygen. In another example, the animals that live in these forests help to trample plants, which sounds bad, but it creates more opportunities for trees to grow in the future. Third, we also benefit from these ecosystems. Like before, they provide clean water, the absorbing of carbon, resources for our activities, and more. For example, trees help us by converting carbon dioxide, a chemical we can't breathe in, and turning it into oxygen, a chemical that we can breathe in and need to survive. We are just as much a part of the ecosystem as every other living thing is, so it's important to do our part and keep it balanced if we want to keep enjoying the benefits. Finally, beyond just what they provide, it's also important to understand that these creatures are also living things, like us. Can you think of a time when you were happy? What about when you were scared, sad, angry? Scientists believe that animals can feel these things too. So, it's important to see our natural neighbors as not just tools for us to use, but as the complex creatures they are that coexist with us. To show our love for the animals around us, here's a quick and fun activity you can do.